Right in the middle of a bunch of religious hypocrisy, there's a true believer. Jesus is with his disciples, and he says in Luke 20:45, then in the audience of all the people, he said unto his disciples, beware of the scribes, which desire to walk in long robes and love greetings in the markets, and the highest seats in the synagogues and the chief rooms at feasts, which devour widows' houses, and for a show make long prayers. The same shall receive greater damnation. He's calling them hypocrites. He says even though they're doing these religious things, they are doing what they do to be seen of men. They make these long prayers out in public so they can be heard by men. And he says one thing that's about them is that they devour widows' houses. Now that's kind of interesting because immediately after that, Luke 21:1 says, and he looked up and saw the rich men casting their gifts into the treasury. And he saw also a certain poor widow casting in thither 2 mites, 2 little bitty coins. And he said, of a truth I say unto you that this poor widow hath cast in more than they all. For all these have of their abundance cast in unto the offerings of God. But she of her penury hath cast in all the living that she had. And so here's this great contrast for us. The difference between religious hypocrisy on the part of all of these wealthy, rich scribes and all of these guys that make such a show. They wear long robes. They like the high seats at the fancy banquets. They make these long prayers. And yet in their heart, what they are is they're oppressors, because Jesus says they devour widows' houses. It doesn't bother them any at all that they're not showing compassion and mercy. They're willing to foreclose upon a poor widow who's not able to pay her rent or to pay her taxes or whatever it is. They have no problem at all with that. And while they're able to bring these exorbitant offerings, and how would you know? Well, in our day, we write out a check or whatever. Well, a check for $1, a check for $1 million is still a check. Piece of paper, you throw it in there. But for them, they had coins, and so they dump it into the offering, boy, and it make noise and rattle and clank. And each one of them, as they would go, and all the people would have been so impressed. Oh my goodness, look at this big offering that this person is giving. Even though Jesus is sitting there watching all of this, he knows their heart. He knows what's going on inside of them. That's why he's warning his disciples, beware of these guys. Then along comes this little lady. She's a widow, and she puts in all of her living, these 2 little bitty coins, everything that she's got. She throws it in. Now, what does that say about her? Well, I don't know, but think about it with me. Let's say that you're at the church service, and you open up your billfold, you want to give, and you look in there, you got 2 5s. You might be thinking, well, I'm going to put 1 5 in here, and the other 5, I got to get home. I may need to buy a little gas. How much gas that'll buy today? I might buy a hamburger. Hamburger these days costs $10. But anyway, for my illustration, just to say, just a little bit of money, not worth a whole lot, but you might save a little bit back because you might need to pay for something that you might need. No, not her. Everything she had. This is all of her living. So while these rich men were giving a portion of what they had, she gives everything that she has. Now, what's that say about her? Well, first of all, it says that she loves the Lord and she wants to give to the ministry of God. It also says that she trusts the Lord completely because she's not holding a little bit back thinking that maybe she might be able to take care of her needs in some way. I think this woman knows who takes care of her needs, and that's God. And so she is completely and wholly throwing herself upon the mercy of God and trusting in Him to take care of her. What do we learn from this? Well, it's real simple. It's the difference between a hypocrite and a genuine person at heart. The widow is genuine. She genuinely loves and trusts the Lord. She wants to be a part of that. The other thing that we can learn is we can learn that God knows what's going on in our heart. And when we give, when we serve, when we do the things that we do, we should do it to please God, not to be seen of men and to be trying to impress mankind. God bless you. I hope you have a great day.